Yo!
On!
We are back.
We're back in studio. Well,
I forgot to tell Kramer that we're on. He's in Saskatchewan. You know how those guys are with time and padding. So.
Well,
They're still crying, man. They're still crying over there.
Yeah. They got their arses handed to them.
Well, that's been going on for how long now?
I'll tell you what, though. I got threatened a few times wearing my jersey there.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure LeBopa got threatened over there too.
Here, I get a.
Hey? His color was a disability out there.
He
man.
was the only white or the only colored person there, man.
It's true. Like true.
And it was a disability, man. His color.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Okay. Well, I'll tell the story. What's going on, Blake? We'll get to that in a little bit. Jesse Bellett is on YouTube. Carla Guzzi, what's going on? Still holding down the #1 spot.
I swear I took a picture with this lady right here. Oh, wait. What the hell?
Oh, you calling that a lady, bro?
Technology.
I'm up. Good evening. Logan, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm telling you, this technology is driving me nuts, brother.
Neymar is here. Let's go. Let me turn this music off here first. Appreciate you guys. We'll fade that out. Let's go.
This lady was my #1 fan there.
Who's that, brother?
Which one?
Share the screen. Her.
Oh, I know. I got this lady in the slideshow here. I have it in a bit, bro.
So I held up the #1 sign and she slapped it down. He didn't like it.
They love their Rough Riders out there, man.
Oh man.
Rob Mazur's here. Joe Tilley home safely. Sexy some bitches. Yes, sir. 2 out of 3. Anyway, what's up, brother? Tanner. Quentin in the house. Can I get a hooyah? Hooyah, brother. We're here. It is Monday. Good evening, Wayne G. September 12th. September 12th already. We are well into pre-fall. However you want to call this time of year. It's freezing in the morning.
It
And
is.
freaking had to blast the AC in the afternoon. It was nuts, man.
Today was hot, man.
It was hot. Was that crazy hot?
Today. Tomorrow goes back to sort of normal. But today was hot.
I gotta wear
rain.
my glasses just so I can see something today. I don't know why. It's probably all that smoke.
Smoke.
People smoke in Saskatchewan still, bro. It hurt the eyes. It hurt the eyes, bro. What's up, Chachi? What's going on, brother?
I thought Mike was talking about his speedy internet now, man.
Let's talk about this. Reese needs to get over here and get back to fishing. Yes, sir, brother. All our farmers. Hats off to all our farmers out there, man. This is prime time. Prime time for the farmers down there. We enjoy your harvest. I was gonna say that. Thank you for your service, farmers, bro. No farmers, no food. It's true.
That's it.
Yes, sir. Good job, Dumpster. Has some great comments. Appreciate that, brother, man. We're gonna talk about it, but welcome again to the Castanet Podcast. It is Monday, September 12th. Thank you for joining us on YouTube and on Facebook. We got Jeremy Santos, the Dragon Boy, Short Fuse Mike Natoli, and Eric LeBopa, your former Angler of the Year. We need to talk first things first.
I like how he threw that in there. Hey?
Never forget.
I'll tell you what, I took so much shit and abuse because I haven't won a tournament yet. Yet.
I like the comment there. Smoking sass because the Bombers lit him up 2 weeks in a row. They didn't just light him up.
They didn't light him up the first
time. They spanked him on that last
They spanked him last time, man.
Spanked.
Done.
Anyway,
not even a contest.
Look at Mike. Mike is the only one in high definition here. Like super high def 1080p. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, look at holy.
It's all clear and everything now.
I didn't know he was that good looking, bro. Holy.
Slow down.
Tell us
going to think funny things, man.
It's those glasses, bro. Hey?
Tell us what you got.
Glasses.
Brother.
It's the internet.
Mike's going to win the Selkirk All-Night Championship. Yes, sir. Mike will win. There you go.
That's it, brother.
Mike is in Elon HD. That is some. What is it? What is this? What is this Starlink, bro? Sell it to us. You were telling us last week at Garther's, but I didn't believe it. I believe it when I see it.
Now you believe it, right?
I'm believing.
There it is. It's just nuts, like how fast.
I feel like I can touch you, bro. Reach out and touch something. Oh, see all your pimples and white hair.
No more Max Headroom going on over there, right?
Yeah.
You know how fast that internet is that Mike has now at Starlink? Mike knows what I'm going to say before I even say it. He's ahead of me, man. He's looking into the future.
It was so fast that Eric couldn't even hear me talk.
Holy.
Mike's already done the show already, man. Shit.
Yeah, right.
Mike is in my vision. Oh, so we got a good show for you guys today. We've got a special guest host. We've got Josh B. Peacock is going to be joining us.
Nice.
For the second half of the show. He is an actual, I don't know if I'm wrong or not, but I think he's an actual biologist.
Yes.
Let's get a real biologist.
What did the biologist say in Saskatchewan? Do you remember what he said?
They were friendlier than our Manitoba biologists, I'll tell you that much, man.
Yeah. Do you have any of their photos?
Of the Saskatchewan biologists? Oh, those the university kids?
Yeah, the university.
I've got them here.
Nice.
They're doing some good stuff. So we'll talk to Josh. Josh is backstage in the green room now, enjoying the refreshments and alcohol. We're gonna get on the show here.
Hey,
he's looped and ready for the show, man.
He's on the hot seat with half a case of beer gone already before he gets kicked out.
We're gonna have a recap of the weekend's tournaments. There was one in each province. We had Bassenford Box, we had the Gull Harbor Walleye Classic, and we had the Last Mountain Fall Walleye Classic. So we'll have recaps of that. We're gonna have our bucket list fishing trips. We'll chat a little bit about that. Bucket list fishing trips. In other words, Santos, whatever trip is free. His trips. But
way, man.
No parameters here, man. You're like whatever's on the table. And we're going to talk fish mortality. We'll be talking. That's why we got a biologist. So we're not talking out of our ass here. We have a biologist talking about fish mortality. But bro, science. What did that? Oh, where's that pamphlet, Mike? I have it here. I'll grab it. I don't have my wireless. I'm going to grab it. They said in Saskatchewan, all anglers are biologists and help and contribute to the data and stuff like that. So in Saskatchewan, we're biologists. In Manitoba,
we're not.
We're here. We're nothing, man.
We're just a pain in the ass.
We're frowned.
Get out of here.
We're frowned upon, man.
A fly, man.
We're gonna do a shout out to our sponsors. Open Water is winding down. Open Water season. What are we on? Season 4. No, we're on season. Yeah, we are.
5?
Season 4 of CDP. Open Water ends Halloween. So we're starting to get down. We're starting to get down there, but we've got our Open Water sponsor. We got to give him a shout out here. Markham, thank you, Markham, for all your support there at Pursuit Cameras and stuff like that. We got a feature on that coming up next week. Tightlines UV, check them out. Tightlines UV Canada. Mike Garswer has awesome stuff, man. Some awesome lures there. My Catch. We're going to talk a little My Catch coming up here. There's the multi-species Manitoba tournament starts September 16. So we're going to chat that too.
It's coming up.
Thank you to Laurence as well. Thanks, Laurence, for all your support this open water season. Awesome stuff there. And we've got Beyond Brick. Don't be a dick. We might as well get to the Beyond. Don't be a dick.
Already?
You guys gonna get to it right away?
Well, yeah.
We're gonna get it now, are we?
I gotta tell your story then.
We're gonna go to a Don't be a dick.
Oh,
Beyond Brick, by the way.
That must have happened to you yesterday, or was it because Kevin said to get the dark guy to clean it up?
No. That just nothing to do with that. You know the real dicks were on the weekend there. Remember, Beyond the Brick for all your landscaping and patio and brick needs kind of thing.
Give him a call, man. Yep.
The real dicks of the week were Mike and Eric. Mike and Eric were dicks out in Saskatchewan the last few days because we were Blue Bomber Nation out there.
That was it, just the two of us.
We were going, and they were good about it. Because they know their team sucks balls, so then they were good about it. They were okay with us saying stuff and going around it. But we have a good team right now. We're gonna win our third Grey Cup, so we were being pure dicks about it, man. So
yeah, Doug Kramer said that I humiliated him, like publicly humiliated him.
Doug there, if you'll notice that's Doug Kramer. He's the organizer of the Last Mountain Fall Walleye Classic, and he lost a bet. Mike made him wear the jersey. But people generally were good sports about it. It was awesome stuff.
No, they're playing it safe.
I tried to bet the entire tent. Anybody wearing Saskatchewan jersey or anything in green, green. I said if you guys win, or if the Bombers win, you guys all go swimming. No one wanted to take the bet.
But I wasn't taking that chance either. No way I'm going in the lake, bro. Now I'm
taking a bet.
I'm out. So those are the dicks.
They may live there, but they ain't that dumb to take that bet, bro. Their team sucks, man. Their team sucks, man.
I'm gonna miss Max Headroom, Mike. Mike's new name is Mike HD. Like that
Mike
is
HD.
Mike 1080p HD. Like that is hardcore. Tyler Grundy, what's going on, brother? I saw him there. Let's plug the root beer burger. Yeah, man. Like Carlo, nice work. And Marnie at the Carlos Cucina holding down top spot. So go give it a shot there. It's cool stuff. Go check out all the burgers. I think there's 40 restaurants in
Winnipeg. There's more than that, man.
That are taking part right now, man. So
There's a
Well,
whole bunch.
he's still leading, eh? He's still in first
He's
place.
still
There's
first
only like
place.
3 days,
Yeah.
3 days left of it. So
Oh,
It
speaking
ends-
of
it
first
ends,
place,
this Wednesday?
What's that?
It ends this Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
Burger Week. Yeah.
Speaking of first place, I see Cooper Gallant is leading Angler of the Year.
Oh,
how
yeah?
many tournaments left in those opens?
3.
Bassmaster.
I think
3?
it's 3.
Three
Yeah.
left?
Still?
Yeah.
That's a long season, eh?
That kid's gonna do some damage at the Bassmaster Classic, I think, man. I mean, it seems like he's really, really.
It would be nice. Yeah, it would be nice to see.
Kevin had a rocking rugby on Saturday. It was amazing. Nice work, brother. Nice work over there. Oh, I got a private chat. Oh yeah, look at that. Peacock's talking in the private chat too. Nice.
Is he chatting?
We got private chats here. He's 3 deep into our green room supply there.
He's crispy.
He's crispy. Who's crispy, man?
Mike is crispy.
Is that-
That's HD. I can read his logo on his shirt. I'm just dumbfounded by this. Is fantastic.
You get the logo.
I like this. You guys like this is legend there, Bill Dance. But fishing it's a tough job, but I can tackle.
That's a dad joke, man.
I don't know why that joke stuff makes me laugh. You guys see those guys on Instagram, like Logan Lyle, where they do the dad joke straight face and stuff? You guys don't see those? Don't tell me you don't see those.
Which ones?
Those 2 guys, and they tell like dad jokes to each other, and they don't laugh or nothing.
Yeah, I've
seen them once in a while. Yeah.
Oh man, that
when they don't laugh, it's.
Yeah, they don't laugh, and they go off with jokes,
yeah.
and Divine hates it. I sent it to her, she's like, "No, I didn't laugh whatsoever." I go, "You're crazy, man. That stuff's gold."
I see Jay made a funny joke there too.
What's that?
Right there. That's
Riders
the
will
funny
get the
joke.
CrossFit to Denise and meet you at the Greek. You know what? That's
a possibility.
Anything's possible in the CFL.
Because even though they suck, the East Side sucks even more, man.
They can actually meet us there, and we might even lose. The Grey Cup is in Regina, by the way, this year. The Grey Cup is in Regina.
People were giving us their tickets to go.
There are tickets to be had. So if anyone wants to go party in Regina, it's cold though. That's an outdoor stadium, right?
It's gonna be cold, yeah.
I'm sensitive, bro, man. I'm
oh my God, you should have seen Eric trying to sleep at night.
You see this going down to like +3 overnight.
He looked like a match head or a Q-tip, just a dark Q-tip, because I can see his bald head. I'm surprised he wasn't wearing a toque.
Well, what's his name? Doug put us up in a camper, and there's no heat,
nothing,
and it's like +2, like a -3, whatever the hell it is overnight, man. It's like holy crap, just bundled up, man. Like, come on.
You should have brought your Sasquatch brother, man.
I should have.
Hey,
I saw some Sasquatches out there. And they were wearing green jerseys.
I'm staying out of that one.
I'm out.
Hey, we gotta go, or I gotta go back, so I gotta watch what they say here.
Mike has to go back there. A couple more news and notes here, and we're gonna get Josh to educate us on something.
I thought you're gonna fish out with Tilly next year.
I am fishing.
Tilly,
Last Mountain Fall class. I am gonna fish it next year. I am. The fish there are ridiculously huge. Like they're.
When we get into it, I got a picture of. Or did you get? You're going to show them a picture?
We will. No, we're going to get into it in a second. You're going to just recap some stuff here. I just put out a post there. We've got the Selkirk Walleye Championship. We've got 24 teams so far. Let's go. Get them in.
Go, man.
Get them in. All cash all the time. I heard Peacock's coming over from Ontario and from the Bass side to do walleye. They're green too, bro. They're green. Like, come on down.
Yeah.
But spread the cash around. 90% payout. Like I said, this is 90% payout there, and if not more. And everyone can get a piece of the pie here. It's much like Bassing for Bucks that spreads it around. There's different ways to win your money.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. At least like you spread it all
over
the 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days you got a chance.
Everybody has a chance to win some cash.
Yeah, man,
that's really good.
After day one, top 5 teams getting half your money back. And in day 2, it's another 5 teams. You can't win it twice. It's good. You got a runner-up big fish. You got big beast of the day, then you got a runner-up too. And then, paying down and keep going or whatever. So, yeah, man, get your entries in there for the Selkirk Walleye Championship. Another recap here is the Fan Derby went down yesterday. And the only reason this is a segment
is because you got 3rd place.
Because I got 3rd place, mofos, man.
We almost did an Eric and changed the rules at the last second, man.
I threw a tantrum. I started throwing things over.
You know Eric's usual, like if he doesn't win, he's gonna change it so he can win.
I'm very competitive.
So 3rd place came up and he had the same size fish as someone else.
That guy. Kyle.
Yes, Kyle.
My new buddy.
But Eric caught it first. Like he caught it earlier, so we were going to switch it around. I said,
You can't do that. You can. Whose idea was that? It was my idea. That was it. All hell broke loose. I wanted to go tackle. I was knocking things over.
So yeah, we were about to do a LaBopa and change the rules last second, man.
But in third place, bro.
So you got third place though, yeah.
First and second were walleye. They were walleye.
Yes.
This was second place down over here. So congrats. 20-inch walleye won it. I wanted to shout out the young Owen there. He heard the president of FAM, Janice Surla, on the radio, or his mom did. And there's a derby going on at Selkirk, and the kid goes, "Well, can we go, Mom?" And he came out. Fantastic.
Awesome,
He had a good spot there too. All he caught though, the best thing he caught was that stick though, and I said, "You're still going to get a prize for that." And sure enough, he got the sportsmanship award. So
I think he one of his casts actually went up in that tree.
I know he was in a tough spot right in front of that tree.
He was,
there.
yeah.
Apparently it's good there, but the kid could not sit still. He was like Nash, man. He's like, pickle rigging is not for this kid, just like for Nash. Pickle rigging is not for Nash. Look how exasperated he is. He did that for 40 minutes and he was done. He's
40 minutes? I think you're being generous, bro.
What do we do then? We just look at it? We just look at it till it moves, son. Yeah. He was so mad. He was like, oh my God. He's like, holy jeez, man. I'm like, see,
this is fishing?
He started casting. He casted for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And he got a bunch of seaweed, and then that was it. He went to the playground, and that was that, man.
That's crazy.
A poor recycling bin got a beating from Eric. Yeah, that was part of the tantrum.
It did, yes.
Mike, you missed out
there. I
there.
can't believe you threw a tantrum.
I thought Santos was changing rules. Changing rules. You start changing.
Hey, a little Sam there, he has a tantrum.
He did.
Bro. After I got third place, here we go. We're back.
Hey, what fish did you have for third place?
A 12.25-inch sauger, bro. It might have actually been a sog-eye, so.
It was a sauger.
Shout out to CDP Nation, came out in full force. Kevin Lowen was there with the crew.
Oh, I thought you were going to say this is the white guy's role here.
Oh, this is white guy role. Chris Moran, Chachi was there. Leon, of course, is an executive. Look at him in his executive throne there. Justin Surla and Lee was out there. So
I could not open my eyes to go.
Mike,
I heard you slept in, brother.
No,
I
didn't.
He said he was awake. He just couldn't open his eyes. Whatever that means.
What?
I was awake, but my eyes were closed. What does that mean, man?
You know how Eric is sensitive to heat and cold. Well, my eyes and my lungs are really sensitive to smoke. Well, there's 9 people, and 7 of them were smokers in a garage. So what do you think I felt like in the morning?
Shout out again, Perry.
Felt like I got hit by a freight train.
Mike Klatt, Callie were helping out. There's my daughter. They're helping out there too. I actually look at her. Look how happy she is to be there. You woke me up on a Sunday, Dad.
She walked up. She's just shaking her head.
But shout out again to the Filipino anglers. Nice work on the derby there, man. Working on something for ice. Hopefully, we'll see.
How many people were there?
There was
we had 60 contestants. Yeah.
Nice.
I think there's like 19 kids and then 41 adults. So
one more
Asian eyes, eh?
Multi-species anglers have this. My Catch app. The Manitoba version goes from September 16 to 25. $50. Only $50. You cheap Manitobans. Only $50 to enter. Every species you catch is a point.
Counts.
And what did I say it was going to take? What was it going to take? 21, I said?
I think you said 21, 22, yeah.
Reesmeyer will know. Leon. Google Leon will know that. We said something like that. That's what it's going to take. So,
it was up there, yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of prizes and cash to win there, too. This was cool that I saw when I was at Last Mountain Provincial Park. The fish species of Saskatchewan. Pictured below are some of Saskatchewan's fish species, many of which can be found in this lake. More than 60 other species, including various trout, bay, bass, minnows. Bass! Yeah,
there's no bass.
Found. All these species, these are Saskatchewanites, bro. But
there's no smallmouth in there.
I know, it says bass.
But 60 species, eh?
There's no largemouth.
We have like 64 species, I'll tell you, just in Lake Winnipeg Red River alone. But this is cool. And any of these can be caught, like walleye, perch, sauger, pike, sturgeon. Sturgeon might be a species we have to go get. Goldeye, mooneye, Lakers, rainbow, big mouth, buffalo, common. And then you got some different suckers.
Hey, there's a lot of big mouths there.
We can catch every single one of these here. Join up.
Remember, you got to go back there, brother.
My Catch Atlas. What's it called? The app there. Check it out. Enter. Sorry,
it's all good, Simone. It's all good.
Hi, Simone. How's it going? Thanks for feeding
No,
me out
dude.
there. Thank you. It's awesome stuff there. No, cool. That's get into there. We'll talk about this next week. We got the NYC River Greenback Classic, the Kickerfish Derby. We'll talk about that next week. That's $50 too. That's October 7th this year. People keep asking me. October 7th out there.
October 7th?
October 7th. We'll get Josh into the conversation now. We're gonna talk Last Mountain. We're gonna talk Bassin for Bucks and Gull Harbor. So let's heck, I may even enter that. Whoa, Leon's in. Caught 6 this weekend on Lake Winnipeg. Look at that. That's 6 points in, brother.
Right there, man.
If you guys don't know Josh Peacock is one of the top anglers in God's country there in Northwest Ontario. Of course, he'll tell you that he isn't, but he is one of the top bass guys out there. He is also, we'll let him tell us over there every year. Josh Peacock.
Hey, boys.
Long time listener, first time guest.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Wait a
Awesome to have you, man.
Wait a second. What's in the back? Is that Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay.
There's a tackle back there.
Yeah. There's lots of tackle. I put a pegboard up the last couple of years, so
Tampa Bay Lightning. Get out.
That was in the beer case. It was just free, so my son's on the Tampa Bay bandwagon.
Now you're talking Santos language. Santos will be Tampa Bay next week, bro.
Yeah.
They win, man. Come on.
Free for Santos.
Yeah.
So Josh, like what do you do for a living? You're a biologist then? Is that what you are?
Yeah, biologist for a living, 9 to 5, but tournament fisherman, more by passion for sure. I guided when I was 16 till about 23 down in Sioux Narrows, and just always loved it. So I sent you a couple photos. I've got the Bassin for Bucks poster from 2001, and my first Bassin for Bucks was in 2000, and I was 16, and I took my cousin Brody this year, so we were in the angler youth category, and he's 16, so that was kind of full circle for me. So that was pretty cool. Yeah,
that's awesome. And you guys won it this year, angler the youth one, right?
Yeah, for sure. And there's usually some pretty heavy hitters, like Jess Swenson usually fishes with his daughter, and he's obviously the Sioux Narrows legend. He's won the tournament before, so
nice. I think this was day
fun.
2. This was day 2.
Good job, man.
Yeah, that was cool because Brody caught our big largie of the day, a 4-pounder. So he's an up and coming angler, and he's got the bass bug, and he's only 16, and he didn't need a lot of help or what to do. He's been fishing some tournaments already, but this was his first 3-day tournament, so that was pretty cool.
Brody.
Sweet, man.
He's got a good teacher, and the worst part is all 3 of us will be donating to him.
Down the road,
to him and Peacock, man.
Yeah.
Is that Clay's kid? That's Clay's kid.
Yeah, that's Clay's kid. So I fish with his dad in a few tournaments, and he fishes with Darren Naniska, who's got Big John's Bar and Grill there, and they're really good fishermen. They're usually some of the guys to beat, so it's pretty cool to take Brody out. Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Now this is day 3. That's 4 larges. You guys weigh 5 larges?
Yeah, we actually struggled a bit on them the first 2 days. We actually weighed 4 smallies, both day 1 and day 2, and only 1 largie. And I wouldn't say necessarily that I was fishing a little bit differently with Brody, but I knew we'd need to have 3 good days to win the Angler Youth. So I think I was fishing a bit more for like limits and bites to start, because I'm notorious for weighing, a couple big largemouth, but having nothing to go with it. So, I was trying to be a responsible guardian and get us on a bit of both. And we were fortunate because I don't fish a lot of deep water smallies, and there was enough smallies shallow to kind of, keep us along and keep us kind of in the hunt. And then we were just really, really fortunate on the last day to kind of put a big largemouth bag together. We had an opportunity to have, we weighed a 264 on the last day, a largie, and I had 2 shots at ones that would have upped us by like 1.5 pounds or more. So, yeah.
We got how old is he? 16 again? Michelle's going to slide into his DMs, I think. Here.
Yeah, he's 16. He's,
I don't know Michelle, but hopefully you're a teenager too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No. Here we go.
You're playing matchmaker on here now, right?
That's the Castanet podcast, Learn a little about fishing, a couple of laughs, and then find your soulmate. good.
Yeah, he's 16. He's on the high school football team. He was doing push-ups
Oh.
every night before bed, so he's like an animal. He's on a different level right now. He's peak
Sold.
performance on the way up.
I've got 2 daughters too, man. So he's good in my books right there. But Troy Norman and Andy Carlson first place. Just looking at the standings here, 18, 18, and 19 right across. So it was these are all big names. The Forsyths, Jamie Bruce, Gussie, and Mike. Other Gustafsons, Jim and Ben, of course. The Heberts are representing Manitoba, their top Manitoba team. And then all the way down, McNanny, Rydberg, of course. Water and Damaris, how about those guys? They've been tearing it up there this season and last few. And then you guys there, 15, 16, and 18. So you guys left some fish, you think, on day 1 and 2 that could have got you in the top 10?
Yeah, for sure. I lost one on the second day that would have been a pretty big upgrade, like a pound and a half probably.
That's massive, yeah.
Yeah, day 1, lost a smallie on a topwater that would have helped, but nothing crazy. And then day 2 or day 3 was kind of funny because we didn't have a lot of weight by about lunchtime, like maybe 12 pounds or so. And I lost a fish that would have upped us by about a pound or so at the time. And I put my rod down.
Yeah,
I was not happy. That rod was going away for the rest of the day. I stopped, retied my best rod, and we changed locations. And then it was just like magic for a couple hours, and can't really explain it. It's just a bit of luck and good timing and fortune. And we got 4 big bites, and that's just kind of how the largemouth thing happens sometimes. They're kind of like musky. They drive you crazy sometimes. So yeah.
Nice, man. You're the largemouth guy. What was the presentation? What's the lure?
A bit of everything. My cousin Brody caught one on a little Venom baby brush jig, like a 3/8 ounce compact brush jig. So that was pretty cool. I had pitched into a spot and caught a little 13-incher, and he cast right in where I had cast, and he caught that 4-pounder. So I was pretty pumped, but I was also like, hey, like you stole that one from me there. So.
And there's still competition in the boat, even though you're on the same team, right?
Yeah.
Always.
After 2 days, I really hadn't put any big largies in the boat, and he had the only big one, and I kind of took that personally. I think it kind of kicked me, in the butt to like get my act together. So I picked up my socks on day 3, but I couldn't have been happier for him to catch that 4-pounder because it's well deserved.
Cool stuff there.
One more thing, time, man.
One more thing about Michelle. Michelle is Joe Tilley's girlfriend, by the way. Now I remember Michelle. I remember now, Michelle. Thank you again, Michelle, for I left this monitor. This monitor that I'm looking at to my left here. I left it in Calgary. I left it at a hotel, and she was kind enough to go all the way down from Grand Prairie, Alberta, to Calgary, bring it back to Grand Prairie, to give it to Joe, to give it to me in Regina at Last Mountain. So thanks, nice. Michelle. Thank you. Yeah. Michelle is not sliding into no 16-year-old's DMs. She's got a 9-year-old that wants to do a tournament with Joe. And I say, like, how old are your kids, Josh? You got kids. You got beautiful kids there, huh?
Yeah, I got a daughter who's 2.5. She'll be 3 in December, and my son is 5.5 and wanting to fish tournaments already. So
get him in there. 9 years old. That's already late. You're too late. You're too late
he's
at 9.
5.5. 5.5.
5.5. Get him
in there. Your boy lives on the water, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
That's awesome, though. Yeah.
Right? There's just not enough tournaments where it's fun for the kids anymore. Like we're all so wrapped up in our tournaments all the time that we need more tournaments just to take a couple of kids in the boat where you can have 3 or 4 kids in the boat at once, right?
Yeah.
Not with me though, because I'd go nuts with 4 kids in the boat. But
say 4 kids?
No, and we fished the Bronzeback tournament, my wife and I, but Brock's looking to kick Paula out of the boat here shortly.
There you go.
But it's a 2-day tournament, and but the Frank McClymont Memorial Tournament in October is actually a really cool format here on Lake of the Woods. It's just a 1-dayer, and you can actually bring a third person in your boat if they're 14 or under. So it's a little bit dicey with the time of the year for the weather, but you can get a youth 14 and under for that tournament. And I think the entry fee is pretty reasonable, like a couple $100. The only thing is the weather can be a bit dicey because it's
What's the date on that one, Josh?
October 8th, I think, this year. Mike, let me just double check. I got it written down here.
Yeah, McClymont's a good one to do. That's bass fishing in October, so that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Fishing with kids,
October 8th, so it's the week after the Fall Whitefish Bay Derby.
See, Alberta still has AYAs, which is cool. They still have them out there.
They do, eh?
Saskatchewan, Manitoba.
I know if I'm
AYAs
not
still
doing a tournament, I'll probably go there and donate again.
If we don't get kids at Thursday, there won't be any. I tell you, man, get them hooked young. Nash's already has a bass tournament under his belt already.
That's awesome.
Give her, man. Yeah. Tim has 4 boys, 3 girls. The boat can get nutty. Oh, yeah. I'd like to see Mike with a bunch of kids in the boat. That would be.
Dude, man. me with both grandsons in the boat. Jesus.
Divine, like we need more things, Divine. Oh, my God. We could do another one. There we go. Let's keep going. Let's organize all kinds of things. Why not? It's all good. It's all good.
Why not?
No, that's awesome, Josh, man. That's awesome.
Need to get kids out fishing.
You do,
yeah. On the champs, though, Troy Norman and Andy Carlson, those guys are, I think they're 2-time champs now. And we were chatting with Troy on day 2 at the roast beef dinner there, and couldn't really happen to a nicer guy. He, went out of his way to talk to my cousin Brody for probably 5 minutes about the tournament and how he liked it. And that's just the type of guy he is. I don't think anyone has a bad thing to say about Troy, and he's a good
Troy's
fisher.
Awesome stuff. Former Cabela's ambassador there, Jay Samsel's partner for a lot of tournaments or whatever.
Yeah.
Troy and Andy, congrats to them again. That's awesome stuff. You know what they took down? What did they take down? They must have taken down like 10 till grand or something like that or whatever for the win.
Yeah, I think it's 6 for aggregate, but they would have won dailies. I think most of the days. They would have won it all 3 days there. So I think they did all right for sure. I'm a bit of a stats junkie with Bassin for Bucks, and it's pretty unreal how the weights have gone up and changed over the years. If you want to hear from the 2000 Bassin for Bucks, my first one, 3-day total for me, we finished 74th. I fished with Bobby Stapleton that puts on the Bronze Back Classic now. We weighed 3-day total. Our 3-day total was 15.81 pounds for 3 days.
What?
3 days? Come on.
How long ago was that?
And in 2000, so 20 years ago. And
there's no bass there or what?
No, and Big Joe won the tournament with 43.82 pounds. So less than a 15-pound average. So
wow. Big Joe Pritchett. Yeah.
So 43 pounds in 2022 would have got Big Joe 52nd place.
Okay. Well, KBI's been going up like crazy every year.
Yeah.
It used to be like 45 pounds, and you're like probably top 10ing it or something. You need to cross 50 nowadays to even challenge. Isn't that crazy? Like, what do you think what does that attribute to, you think, man? It's just people are better, or is this bigger bass?
No, I think people are just getting better fishermen, better technology, better tackle. Just the knowledge and the learning curve now. Like my cousin Brody, who's 16, like he's watching YouTube videos and he's got patterns and things figured out when like we were just kind of clueless, up until our 20s. You kind of learn just trial and error kind of thing. But yeah, the cut for the last 2 years has been 48 pounds to make the top 20 for Bassin for Bucks.
That's insane.
Right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, over 16 pounds. And the cut used to be like 31, 34 pounds. Like if you cut 13 pounds a day, you're a rock star 20 years ago. Yeah.
No, me and Santos have no chance now at all.
At KBI, no.
Yeah.
Now that means Santos can get to 15. Now you have to get to like 17.
They're going to 17, man.
Wait for us, man. Oh,
we're just going to follow Josh around, man.
No, we're gonna make a new category, top Filipino team, and then
the guys are good, man. They're killers now, and technology and stuff. That's the one thing I think I got to put one feather in my cap for Bassin for Bucks is I think we are the highest placing team that didn't have forward-facing sonar. But
really?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, I know you guys chat about that a lot too, and I think it's a tool in the toolbox for sure. And I'll probably get it next year, but. Yeah, pretty crazy.
So for KBI, you don't think it's just the smallmouth getting bigger? You're thinking it's just better anglers and everything else.
Yeah, I think so. I think boats are better. You can go further, right? It's it might be a bit. We have got rusty crayfish pretty well established. We've got smelt introduced into the water body right in the 90s, and that kind of helped Shoal Lake along for a bit, and it's kind of done that. But so maybe a bit of both, but I think it's largely the technology. And
we talked about that a few weeks back. Like just when it came out with the maps changed everything. Now you got that forward-facing sonar, right? So
Yeah. When I used to guide, like we didn't have GPS or anything. Like I had a paper map, and I'd follow on my finger when I was driving. And my cousin Brody was laughing at me. Right? He just pulls up an app on his phone, and he's asking me about spots, and he's got GPS on his phone. And I'm like, I didn't even have a cell phone or anything. I didn't have any of that.
It's a different world now, eh?
Yeah.
That's Josh Peacock, 12th place at Bassin for Bucks. That's cool stuff.
That's awesome, man.
We're gonna change species here on him. We're gonna talk Last Mountain. Mike, you can share your screen if you have stuff or whatever, but we'll talk about. There was a big walleye caught.
You have that big. You have a picture of that big walleye?
No. Yeah.
Yeah or no? Which one is it?
No. Apparently, I was the only person. The biggest walleye at the tournament.
Yeah.
It's 13.39 pounds, which is huge. I think there was no measurement taken. There was no pictures taken. I only took a picture because before we put it back in the water out in the middle of the lake, I snapped it a little bit of video before it went back. That's how, like, I mean, you may think that I'm joshing them, but it's Josh Peacocking them. But they take care of their fish. Like, I mean, they want to get them back in the water. There's no effing around. Like, I mean, measure it, get the weight. That's the important part. Let's get it back in the water, and then that's why, like, pictures of secondary and stuff, right? So,
you're saying that they took them out to the middle of the lake. You're saying almost.
Yeah, no fish were released in the marina. Everything was brought out. There was 4 release boats, GNS Marina, release boats they were called, right to the middle. I'll ask Josh about this after. I'll show you a picture. They've got these bomb thingies, and Mike's talked about it before, and I've seen it in person now where they're hooking it somehow, and it's easy to slip off, but it brings them down to the bottom. It's cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
We'll
hold on. So I got one right here.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, they do.
He's got one. He's got one.
It doesn't count.
He is a biologist.
See
what you're talking about?
Yeah, man. They made there's some pop bottles. And let me get my pictures here. 1 second.
We'll mute you down for the swearing that comes right after you hook that on your lip.
Look at Josh.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
So there's a weight on the bottom there.
So this is what they had. They had the hook there, and the hook that you have there is the one that the ones that go in your cap.
Yeah.
They told me that's what it was. They just those Eagle Claw things that go in your cap.
Oh yeah.
Take the barb off.
I got some of those over there.
Drop them down. Yeah, and the reason they have it on the pop bottles is just so the boat can move around and it's out there, and they go back and just retrieve it. And usually the fish is off already by the time they get back to the pop bottle.
Yeah,
they can do 3 or 4 at the same time or whatever.
Those guys have been doing it for so long. Like, this tournament's been going for so long. It's just had different people running it. But the way they take care of the fish, like we change shit. Like Eric and I change shit up all the time. And then the 2 of us plus Belter, we said, okay, well, this is what we want to do. We want to sit there, and we want to take the last or the top 5 teams or the top 7 teams from day one, let them weigh in last, because most of the time people just come up and it's okay, you win the tournament, congratulations, here's your prize, right?
Yeah.
So we put a little suspense to it, but the one thing they told me, who's going to take the blame if something goes wrong with those fish? Well, I guess it'll be me. They said I'll take the blame
because we said KBI style. You gotta do like
you want the hot seat.
Yeah, we just get the hot seat down there. We did it on the fly, like legit on the fly.
Like
small hiccup, but it was good, man. Like, we got it done.
It worked.
I got
a lot of people liked it at the end, so it was awesome.
That's that big one I was talking about. That's the one picture right before we put it back in the water.
Yeah, it was what 13.39.
13.39. And I said I would give a shout out to the lure. So I asked the guy. So I'm there. The guy's bringing it. He brought it in about 11 o'clock for weigh-in. And it was huge, 13 pound. I haven't seen a 13 pound in a long time. What'd you catch it on, man? Oh, I can't say. I'm not saying that. So today, this morning. But remember when you asked me, the guy said, this is Nathan. I caught that big fish or whatever. Remember when you asked me, this is what I caught it on. Now all of a sudden he wants to promote it, eh? But that's what he got it on. And that is a Lure House Viking pattern. Nice. And basically, the big thing out there is jigging wrap stuff. Jigging wrap, hyper rattles, moonshine lures. This one is a Lure House custom. So, cool. Just a shout out to them. 13 pounds. That was an $8,000 fish.
Yeah.
Each big fish each day.
$8,000, eh? Nice.
Wow. $8,000.
So
there's your winners, Johnson & Johnson, and I'm not talking about the medical shit. But there they are. And those guys were in 7th place. I believe, were they in 7th? Yeah, they were in 7th place after day one.
Really? Eh?
They came in and weighed 2 fish, and Shane and I were saying, you sure you want to weigh in that one fish? It's only like, around 9 pounds or something. You don't want to keep it in the box. It's healthy. Nope. All I see is all from the bottom is a thumbs up. So then they weighed him in, and they ended up winning the whole tournament. So,
Those were the guys.
Yeah.
They were, we were going. Oh, I don't know why they would have weighed that.
Yeah, you and I were sitting there. Why would you weigh in us?
You get what?
7
We're like
or 8 pounder.
quarterbacks. Like we're just on the couch quarterbacks there. I don't know why they would do that. I wouldn't do that. Meanwhile, I can't go catch a 9-pounder if I like to depend on it.
Yeah.
But congrats. And they took down, like, it's huge, man. What was the total? 45 grand they took or something?
30. Well, that checks for just under 31 G's.
Like, because they got
31 G's, eh?
They got tournament in
Plus,
the
they got a
tournament.
boat. They got I think it was a 16-foot boat or a 14-foot boat to go with it. The trailer.
Cool thing about this photo is those two on the left. Shane Belter was the MC and the board judge, Mike's partner. I've ranked Shane Belter before out of Saskatchewan, out of the top kicker fishers to the top 12 competitive anglers. And Johnston here, is it Tom? Tom was ranked 1 year 10th. Shane Belter was ranked 12th 1 year. Peacock has never made that list. Same with the Tolly has never made that list.
No.
I'm gonna have to start that list again. But just cool. I just noted that those guys.
I wouldn't even make that list if it was top 30 for Christ's sake.
Top 30.
Santos, what are you laughing at?
I wouldn't make him his top 100, man.
Oh shit! These are a tournament in a tournament. So out there, what's big out there is you got your entry fee, and then you got another one if you want to add to it. Like the National Walleye Tour does that, the Cabela's National Walleye Tour and other stuff. Yeah. So this is first, second, third for that extra $400 you put into the pot.
Wow,
it's more than the aggregate. It's more than the aggregate one. Like it's just crazy, man. So
I got second place up there for you too.
And look at those trophies. They don't mess around with the trophies.
Yeah, the trophies are sweet.
These Saskatchewanites got to be compensated.
I think it's just Kramer. Kramer's the only guy that likes to have these massive trophies, so you have to leave them in your boat to get them home. They don't fit in the damn truck.
They couldn't fit in the tent, man. These trophies are giant, man. It's awesome stuff there. Will Foster, what's going on, brother, man?
And the two girls there, those are Kramer's daughters.
Oh, yeah, they're awesome there, man. Like, who said Saskatchewan girls aren't pretty, man? There's lots of beautiful ladies out there. Simone's watching. She's awesome, too. Cool stuff, man. So that was a great tournament, brother, man. Like big. I'm doing it next year. I'm convinced because the fish were so big, as in like
just giants. Thick.
Well, healthy. Like
yeah.
Remember I said how prairie gold. Like you got shield walleye, then you got greenbacks, and then you've got prairie gold. And the prairie golds always seem. I'm not a biologist again, like I said, but they seem taller. So are there like subspecies? Like is that like? I'm not talking about ass. Am I Josh? Like there's got to be like something different in the genes.
No, I think a walleye is a walleye for the most part. Like,
I hate you, Josh. Get out of here, man.
I think it's just got a lot to do with their food base. Like
yeah, I think it's just
what they're eating, right?
Food, right? So it's the water they're living in. Or the nutrients, water they're living in, and then what they're eating. So I don't know the forage base in Saskatchewan, but it's probably something real high fat. I don't know if it's Cisco or what it is, but
it is Cisco's, yeah.
Cisco and Birch apparently.
There's I put third place up there, Eric.
Let's check it out here. And third place. Oh, shout out to my homie there, Darwin Collins on the left. Darwin Collins is one of our Eskimo Pro staff, by the way. Just a shout out to Darwin from Saskatoon. Third place, taken down, third team.
Those trophies are insane.
Yeah, trophies, man. Eh?
Josh can't get over those trophies. Eh?
I know.
Michelle, you're my partner. Michelle's my partner. Joe didn't do so well. I'm going to partner with Michelle next year. All right.
Money's, you know what? Money's secondary. It's the hardware that you get to take home. Eh? Put on
Absolutely.
That's what it is, man.
It's about the wood. Yeah.
Now
you don't remember how much money you win usually. Like it's more about the trophy. You know.
To be honest, that is as someone who's won. I can't even say
this guy, man.
As someone who has won third place at the Fam Shore Derby, it's about the money, man. It isn't about the money, bro. It is. It's great. You can buy more tackle and enter more tournaments without Divine slapping you in the back of the head. But it's about like the hardware. Oh man, the hard to be able to say. Josh, have you won a tournament?
A couple small ones, yeah. A couple river derbies.
It's all good. It all counts. You've won.
Yeah, a couple black sturgeon derbies. But
high five, bro. Virtual high five.
Huh?
Bro, high five me. Boom.
Yeah.
Those guys there haven't won shit on that side. So
I think there's something wrong with my camera. Look.
Yeah, there you go. Point at him. Hey, point at the fucker.
There's a day one big fish winners. Like $8,200 for day one big fish.
Big
that
fish.
Guy on the left, the guy on the left there, that's the guy who was would not tell me what to use. I'm not gonna tell nobody, bro. I think you're live. He's like I'm on live. No, I'm not. I'm just filming you. Like I do everything.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, it's cool stuff.
I love the
That's
Happy
something.
Gilmore checks too. The Happy Gilmore checks are sweet.
Big
They're
checks,
almost as good as the trophy. They're cool.
That's the real checks. They got to go to the bank with those.
Yeah, they got to go to the bank with those. Well, we're giving a shout out to everybody. Might as well give these guys one out too. They're the day 1 or day 2.
Oh, might as well. We'll give them another shout out to another 8
Day 2 right there.
Which was 12, right, Mike? 12.46.
What was it? I wrote it down here.
12.47.
12.47.
12.47. There you go.
I was hoping a 14 would have came in.
14,
big fish.
eh?
We're talking 32 inches. 32 inch fish, man.
But you know what though? It's like, okay, so like if you look at Bradley and Schrader, they won it the year prior, right? But they won Big Fish day 1 and day 2, plus first place, plus the boat.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
They took over 70K home.
Wow.
Clean house, man.
Leon has won a turkey and an Instapot at a social once. That counts, bro. High five, Leon. High five, that counts, bro.
Well, then it counts because I won last year's fan championship.
Well, there you go, Mike.
There you go.
It's just Santos is the only loser in this chat.
Bro, shut up, man. I win in sports, bro.
Oh.
Sports is good. That's where I win.
Bro science. We'll have pictures here. But
what is it?
But John, like they were. So the University of Regina was at the Last Mountain tournament, and they were doing tagging. Tagging, like a lot of you have seen on Channel Catfish here in our neck of the woods. Those tags, they got the number there, and you can call them in, and they track them. And over 1,200, there's like 600-700 fish caught each day. And what did they do, Mike? They must have tagged 1,000 of them.
They take every one of those fish. They weigh them, measure them, take a scale. They tag them, record the tag, and send them on their way.
They were noting if there was damage, like they're noting the condition of the fish. They had a ranking system and stuff like that. But they were there both days, doing all kinds of stuff or whatever. So like that's cool work. And like in Manitoba, we can't
get them to even come and look at it. Like it's impossible.
That'll be our rant next week. We got a rant next week because there's new rules coming in Manitoba for tournaments. They're going to throw a whole.
I'm not gonna.
Don't get it started. Don't get it started.
And the biologist, and we've always had an open invite. Come to any tournament. I mean, pull the permit. If we aren't taking care, I don't know. People have things against, like, say, big game hunters, like they go to Africa and go kill or wherever. But hunters are like your biggest proponents for conservation. You know what I mean, like they want things to live so they can shoot them and kill. But anyway,
shoot them again.
But I mean, like tournament anglers, we were saying this over beers. Tournament anglers are your biggest proponents for conservation too. We don't want to kill a fishery and take out 1,200 walleyes and kill them, or how many bass were caught, Josh, at Bassin for Bucks? 120 times 5 times 3. Oh, okay, that's beyond.
Yeah, 1,000.
You know us in that.
Yeah, 1,500, 2,000 probably.
No one wants to kill them. And what would your estimate on mortality be on that? You might not even have this. You might actually know.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it is, but it's probably less than 1% or less. It's really, that's the great thing about bass is they're super hardy. They're probably the best tournament fish species, right? Because they do really well.
I think these guys only had 2%.
Mm-hmm.
If not less. I was doing math, Mike. Yeah, it was.
That's excellent for a walleye tournament, right? Walleye are a bit more frail, a bit more sensitive, but it looks like those guys do top-notch stuff, like with the tagging and fish care and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Well, the thing is they have tanks all set up with oxygen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They got oxygen tanks running in one. Right in front of us at the weigh station, there's another one with G-juice in it. Like, if you can revive it, let's revive it. Like, I just went and checked a few fish, and a lot of the people didn't fizz them, which is nice, because if they weren't too sure, there's no point making a pin bag out of them.
Yeah.
I think people shouldn't fizz if you don't know.
Yeah, if you don't know how to fizz,
I really
don't even look at it.
You don't know. Yeah.
Bellies and stuff. Yeah, when you see that belly and it's completely
flat.
What are your thoughts on fizzing, Josh? I know people are all over the place on it.
Yeah, no, it's I think it's a useful tool if you're educated and you know how to do it. So I know, like, I'm pretty sure you have to confirm with Jeff, but like on the Elite Series, they'd actually make them have to demonstrate that they know how to do it, especially on some of those deeper smallie tournaments. So I think it's a useful tool if you know what you're doing. So if you're new to it, I would suggest going with an experienced angler that's done a bunch of fizzing and practice before a tournament when you don't have a shaky hand like I do normally, and you're trying to do it. Obviously, like fin clips, I fished a few walleye tournaments. Those are helpful too. And ideally you're not fishing deep enough, or you don't fish deep enough where you don't need to fizz. But the reality is when, there's money on the line and guys are going to target some deeper fish if they feel like they can win. So
Yeah.
one neat thing that I've heard from biologists in Southern Ontario is they're actually seeing fizzing scars on large smallmouth from areas like the St. Lawrence or the Great Lakes and stuff like that, Simcoe, where they have a bunch of catch and release tournaments, they fish deep, and they're actually seeing fizzing scars, so they know that it is working when it's done properly. Obviously there's they could develop infection or something like that, but it is a tool in the toolbox.
Yeah, because I think walleyes are easier to fish than smallmouth, because smallmouth you have to do it on their side, correct?
Right.
Side.
Yeah.
And right on that lateral line on their side, I believe that's where it is.
I've always been curious about that.
And to be honest with you, like, I wouldn't be the guy to show you how to to be the expert to show you how to fizz smallmouth. In general, I fish largies, and then I try and I fish in general. Just more, my strengths are more fishing shallow kind of thing. But some of those deep guys, they're the experts on it, and I'm actually looking forward. I want to go out in the boat with a guy that can kind of show me, so I'm 100% confident doing it too, because I agree you don't want to be making them a pin bag or using the wrong gauge needle or things like that. So
like I always tell everybody, if you want to learn how to fizz walleyes, go out fishing. If you're going to fish deep, grab the ones that you're going to eat for supper. That way,
100%.
if you turn them into a pin bag, at least they're going to be your dinner, right? They're not going to be one that you're going to, I screwed up, so I'm going to throw it back.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea for sure.
Yeah.
Fantastic numbers there, Audrey. 350 plus fish caught at Hecla. There's a tournament there, a one-day tournament, only two. You got photos, Santos, on the Hecla tournament?
No photos.
Oh,
why? Was there no photos?
Way to go, Santos.
I didn't have any time, man. I told you.
I
got that last mountain big walleye right there on the bottom there.
Right, next week we'll talk about Hecla here. I have no.
I got all the results and everything. How much they won and everything.
All right, who won then? Who won? It was Danny, right?
Danny Toth and Clint Tessa. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Clint, Big Clint. Okay.
Yeah, they weighed in 21.52.
Nah, we'll get the pictures.
Well,
I'll get you some pictures right now while we're talking.
Let's see what Mike can do here or whatever. Jeez. But I was gonna say, like, you could fish. You could fish shallow, for example. Like, say you're in a reef, you could be fishing 10 feet, but that fish
could come
from the bottom and eat, and you know what I mean. Like, so sometimes it happens. It goes in your well. How come this fish is going wonky on me when we're fishing in 15 feet or something?
Yeah,
they could have just.
I've heard that happen to a few guys, even down on the south end of the lake in KBI this year, where they were catching shallow fish, and their fish looked like they're experiencing barrow trauma, and it wasn't from they're fishing dirt shallow, and I think it was that. So
interesting, man. Anyway, we'll talk about that fizzing thing as well too, or whatever. I mean, I don't know, I'm on the fence about it or whatever, but that's cool if they're seeing scarring and stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It works, right?
Yeah.
I asked these students there, and they're doing the stuff that I was asking, because some of them they were putting radio trackers, not all of them. They're tagging them, but the radio trackers, they tag a few and they follow them for about a week and a half after, and it's pretty wild. Like some of them salt outside where they release them for about a week and then they think it's dead, but it actually zooms off after. Yeah. And the other ones, like within 24 hours, they're 40 miles away.
Yeah,
basically back to where they came from. So it's pretty wild.
In a day.
Things. Yeah, like the radio tracking.
Far, eh? Yeah.
The fish just. So I've always wondered about, like, at KBI when they release fish and they've got that big release mode and ask what area you caught them in and stuff. I was always curious. Like, they release some of them, like right at the harbor there. Where do they go?
Yeah, Barry Corbett. He's a retired biologist, and he did some post release tracking stuff with bass back in the 90s, and it was pretty neat. He saw some cool stuff where. I think at the time it was the Sunset Bass Anglers were helping them out. So they were catching bass on a weekend and then providing a fish of a certain size to put the telemetry, the transmitters into them, and then see what they did post release. And some fish, they would move them across Clearwater Bay, and they would take a couple of years to get back. And then some would just book it straight across Clearwater Bay, in a couple days, which is pretty cool. So
telemetry,
really, eh?
Yeah, to use that word now. You're
dropping
knowledge on it. We want to have a biologist to use the word telemetry, bro. All right.
Here's one. You can share this one. There's one there.
Hecla tournament could not fish deeper than 30. It was a rule. 30. That's good. That was a rule at Last Mountain too. Yeah, and they were talking about DQing guys hard if they see you fishing deep, so you can't do that. But who's this, bro?
I don't know who the hell that is.
Oh,
there's no name. Look.
I don't think they put
They didn't
pictures
even
up
give
yet,
any.
man.
Oh, there it is.
That's
Team
James.
James,
James, they
right?
came
Oh, yeah,
second.
these guys came in second, man.
Second, yeah.
Yeah, they came second.
19.93. Yeah. And they also caught the biggest fish of the tournament.
Wayne was saying, you members of
10.43.
Nice.
So
Nice. That's a big walleye.
So the
man.
Saskatchewan one makes this one look like a little baby, man.
But
At 13 pounds.
okay, that's a greenback, eh?
Yeah.
And I'm saying the prairie gold ones, they look taller to me. They look like I love my greenbacks. They're fantastic. But when like you take a lake of the prairies or a pelican, an Oak Lake walleye, like whatever, like Mike's pulling up now, like they just look like that. Like
they're just thicker.
Like
the
compare
color
it,
on
like,
that fish too is crazy. Yeah.
Like they're textbook. They're textbook. I'm so convinced because they're like textbook walleye out there. Like
And I think that was
trophy
like
walleye,
that was like what I think she weighed in one that was 11 pounds. 11. That was 11 something.
Damn,
Because at the time it was only 11.6 or something. That was like 11.2.
Jeez.
Incredible, man.
Yeah, it looks like the mount you'd use for like taxidermy. It looks perfect, eh?
If you're a replica fish, man, I gotta tell you, man, that's what like when I've talked to some replica guys and taxidermists, and like even with a greenback walleye, they sort of adjust it to make it look better because some of them are skinny or whatever, right? Like I mean, those ones out there was no ugly fish, man. They were all
good looking fish, eh? You
guys
want to who got third place? Our boys Dylan Fooey and Chris Gone.
Bones. That's what he said. I was saving it.
19.3. 19.3, man.
CDP Nation represent. They're in
awesome
third place
job, man.
Tournament. So 3 big tournaments this weekend. I want to chat. Of course, we always run out of time. We're going to do bucket list another time. We will ask Josh what his bucket list. But I did want to touch on, just like Brendan says, this was his first ever Master as well. He was saying at the World Center. So congrats.
It's awesome.
Congrats to second place for you guys there. But what a time to catch your master. And then after a tournament, you always see, not always, but you see a lot of posts after. Wow.
I caught this before.
Oh, I've done it too. Look at this. Yeah. These are 2 4-pounders that I caught on Tuesday before KBI. You know what I mean? Like your practice guys caught so many. There was endless pre-practice masters caught or whatever, but come tournament time. I want to see you guys' thoughts on tournament versus game day. What changes? Like, why does that change so much? And how can you like limit that? Like you hate catching. I'd hate to catch it's always be good to catch a 5-pound bass, but I'd hate to catch it the Wednesday before KBI kind of thing. I mean, how do you prevent that? Like what strategy you got, Josh? Are you going hard on those days, practice?
Yeah. Especially largemouth, it seems like the numbers aren't what they used to be. So you really got to be careful with stinging fish before a tournament. And in my experience, anyways, I've heard stories of guys that catch like a 5-pounder out of a tree, and then they say like they know it's there and they go back and catch it. But in my experience, every single time I've ever caught a big fish, I do not see that fish again. And
that sounds like us too, man.
We'll never see
us,
that
Josh.
and I've heard lots of from really good old bass tournament pros. They're very superstitious, and they're adamant that if you didn't handle the fish, like if you didn't touch the fish, if you just reached down and used pliers and unhooked it at the water's edge, that fish would bite again if you didn't like hold it up for photos and stuff. So I've tried some of that stuff and I still don't see them. So I'm at the point now, if I catch a 5-pounder, which is like, photo worthy, rare fish, a lot of people, it's going to be their biggest fish of the year, or enjoy it, take a photo, use it as confidence and release it and hope, a 4-pounder replaces it or something.
I'm taking a photo. That's good to hear then, Josh. I think I always think that all the top sticks out there, like know all their fish and stuff like that. But to hear Josh say that,
Yeah, I don't. I've heard stories where guys are like, yeah, I know that there's this 5-pounder in the tree and I went back and caught him. And I'm like, I've never seen that personally. But.
So we've had guys tell us like for pre-fishing, not like to fish without hooks.
Yeah.
Like, do you do that? Yeah.
Yeah, no, lots of guys I know, like Gussie and different guys, will roll hooks over on poppers and stuff, and just to, because you can see them and get a pretty good look, or do it with frogs. I've heard guys putting like earplugs on the frog hooks and stuff, and fish a frog through the weeds, so you can get them to roll over. But for me, lots of times it's like a feel thing, so I'll pitch into somewhere and where I think I'm going to get a bite, and I get a bite, and then I just don't set the hook. And sometimes you can just kind of let them pull, and how they pull, you can sometimes tell if it's a bit bigger fish.
Yeah.
And just not set the hook, because usually it's either, you got a heavy weed guard or you got your bait Texas rigged or something like that if you're fishing with something. So it's, unless you set the hook, you can kind of let them pull off. But that's kind of what I do.
Mike was saying at the last mountain that guys were even like they'd stick one and then they would like shake it off.
Shake it off.
You sit there and just shake it off.
That's so counterintuitive to me. I can't do it. I gotta see it. What if it was a freaking carp or something, man? I gotta see it.
Well, they were doing it on the Friday because they didn't want that big fish, so they're just shaking it off.
Yeah,
I guess it's better than pulling out and seeing it, because like at the last mountain tournament, just like at Hecla, people were catching endless masters.
Right? They'll bite again the next day.
Yeah, a lot of times for me, pre-fishing for smallmouth, I'll fish a jerkbait, and I actually keep my Falcon Lake jerkbaits that are pinch down barbless. And I find if you fish a jerkbait faster, you'll see fish following in. And you can pull it away before, or if you hook them up, same thing. You can kind of let them pull, and hope they pull off. Yeah. So I use what's that?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just keep kind of a little like Tupperware container of Falcon Lake baits, because it always breaks my heart when I'm pitching like
I know, but
in May.
Santos hates pinching the barbs on those.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like,
now if they're deeper, I guess guys are just using that forward imaging to just see them.
See them now.
Like you get guys like Brian and Gussie. They'll know what they're looking at when they're looking at their imaging, right?
Yeah.
Because you can always tell the smaller ones from the bigger ones. The bigger ones you can almost make out their complete silhouette.
Yeah.
I'd have no clue.
Well, I mean,
I gotta catch them.
We get all the big sticks telling us, hey, you pre-fish with no hooks. Ask us how many times you've done it with me and
her.
No, never.
I only fish Lake in the Woods a handful of times a year. I'm fishing.
So we're catching.
I'm fishing.
No, I don't blame you. I mean, it's
tough,
it's hard to not set the hook. It takes discipline, and I've done it, times where I don't set the hook, and then I go back there in tournament and I don't get a bite, and then I'm mad, right? Because I did everything right. I didn't sting the fish, and then you're like, come on,
come back.
I'm just joshing all the guys there who had, hey, we didn't do so good a tournament, but look at all the fish we got in practice, and that was at all 3 tournaments. Had that.
Yeah,
practice was okay, but
practice. You got this guy practice.
I got a question for you though, guy. Instead of fizzing with bringing up a fish extra slowly from deep, give the fish enough time to adjust the pressure change. Is that a thing? Like I hear about that. Is that?
Yeah, I think it helps for sure. And then the big thing, like if you're not in a tournament, the immediate release thing I think is a big thing, right? Like if you're not in a tournament, release your fish immediately, so they can get back down and get back to that pressure that they're at, and they have enough energy reserves to get back down there and kind of straighten themselves out.
Fantastic. Oh, we had a DQ. No, there was. We could talk about that next week. Whatever.
Yeah.
Mike had the DQ. How many teams did you do? Mike was the weighmaster. He was
just one
ultimate judge. One team. Same thing. It was a measurement thing, right, Mike?
Just a measurement thing, yeah.
Just silly mistake.
Same thing at Hecla. It's not silly. It's just.
Well, I mean, not like.
Yeah.
I mean it by that. They're just saying
it's an unfortunate.
Yeah.
Mistake. I mean, you don't want to.
Those things get comfortable in that live well. I guess they relax a little bit and lengthen out.
Yeah, no.
But I hate pushing the line. I won't push the line anymore. I've been DQ'd for the same thing.
I've been DQ'd too, man. It happens. I mean, that team that got DQ'd there, they had it. Like they had the.
Sounds like they would have won.
They had good weight too.
Yeah,
and that's the thing though. So if you have you take last mount for example, and you have a 12 and you have an 11-pounder, you have more leeway to not take a chance. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, with a measurement, because there's slots. I know in bass we don't have to. Well. Manitoba bass, we have slots to deal with too.
Yeah,
man.
That makes me nervous. I'm the same. Yeah,
you and Josh's fishes falcon and some other ones he's done in the past. That measurement thing, me and Santos have we only got 7 bites today, man. We're it's going like this fish.
We're doing whatever we can, man. Yeah,
it's going.
We're taking
in there,
a chance. Yeah,
and it's never good when the weigh judge looks at you, like Bill, look at
you guys are close. You guys are real close.
I'm gonna measure this again.
Yeah,
you can't get mad at me. He says, I know and you can't get if you get DQ'd.
Yeah.
Apparently, the one that you DQ'd, Mike, he was pissed off. But really, the evidence is right in front there, right? You could see it.
It's in the rules, right?
It's literally almost a quarter of an inch.
Yeah.
So
it's over, man. If things are over, they're over. What are you gonna do? And maybe
it was
you can do. You can say that all you want. These are judge rulers and stuff like that. So that's
it sucks being in that position where you got to look at somebody and just say, yeah, it doesn't go.
Yeah.
that's
Well,
a
because
thing.
you never want to disqualify anyone, right? I mean, or something like that. So
one piece of advice I think on the, I haven't fished a ton of walleye derbies or the measure derbies, but I have falcon, and we had a couple pretty close ones. And my advice would be, when you catch the fish, measure it, and if it's really close, put it in your live well and just like calm down a bit, because you're pretty excited. You probably caught a good fish, and kind of take your time and measure it a few times, because we had one where my cousin Clay Laginus and we were like debating on whether it was in or out, and I thought it was good and he thought it wasn't, and then we put it in the live well and we waited 5 minutes and did it again, and then we were both like, yeah, I think it's good. We were nervous weighing it in, but it was in. But we were I think you gotta
they do stretch or shrink and stuff like that.
Like Lake of the Prairies with Eric, we must have checked 2 of our fish each a dozen times.
Yeah.
That close, eh?
We're driving back. We're driving.
Still checking. We have no time. Like, what do we do? Throw it back now?
We're gonna measure this again or whatever. It is what it is, or anything can happen or whatever, right? So yeah.
Wow, whatever.
Travis with the Saskatchewan Walleye Trail. It was over by a mile. I talked to him Saturday night. He said he was embarrassed and said it was his fault, and said sorry for overreacting. He's a great guy, honest to say. There you go. A lot of times, heat of the moment.
I know. I still don't like to DQ anybody. And I always try to see if I can make it go right. Yeah. By being fair. But
I bet
on the other note, as an angler, I always try to make my fish go over. If I can make it go over,
then
gone. I know I want to do a segment on fish measuring one time on the show, because I've got pictures to show that you can make a fish go.
Because a lot of time you're trying to convince yourself. So if you're trying to make it under, you know what? It actually is sort of under. Just try and make it go over, and then you'll know, kind of thing. Or whatever.
The scary part at Lake of the Prairies, we'll use that one, because those guys can make it go over. They know how to relax that fish so much. It's like he's giving the woosha to that. Actually, he looks, he goes, "It's over." What do you mean?
Massaging the spine and everything, just to really relax.
You got to be kidding me.
Well, and the other thing you want to pay attention to too, that was new for me, is I know some guys, like in the Manitoba one, you're not pinching the tail, you're measuring to the width of the board, whereas when I measure for science purposes, we're pinching the tail right down, trying to make the fish as long as possible. So that was like a bit of a learning curve for me there on the width of the tail of the board or whatever.
Well, rules meetings are big. You got, if you're competing in something, really pay attention to how the rules are of the competition that you're in.
If you talk to our good friend John Butts, it's like in Manitoba, it's really just a relaxed tail. Just pick it up and put it on the board, and that's it. Where it lays, right? Yeah. For just a competition end of it, just doing the width of the board, that's good enough.
Pre-measurements, courtesy measurements. Yeah. So some tournaments allow that. Some
tournaments do it. Some don't.
Yeah. Like there's some people would benefit from that. I mean, it depends. Got to check your board to determine, and that's why we have these judges.
You do judge rules,
yeah. So no, cool stuff, man. Up here, Josh is here. We're talking fish biology. Actually, man, it's nice. Josh, what do you think about this, man? That's cool stuff.
He is, man, not us.
I know. That's why it's cool. I usually be like, no, it is. But
we don't know.
Yeah, hey, I'm going to ask you this: why do we
heard this?
We get more information out of biologists from different provinces than we do in our own.
Well, where's that? I'm going to get that again. Well, keep going. You talk amongst yourself. I'm going to get this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm coming on as a tournament angler and as a biologist by education, but it's just my personal opinions, right? As opposed to, an organization I work for or anything like that. So it's just kind of based off of my schooling and so I think as long as you answer your questions from a personal standpoint,
that's good.
Yeah.
This was there. Anglers as scientists.
Yeah, there you go.
Anglers become citizen scientists. I'll take it. I'll take that designation when they report tagged fish. There are very few fisheries biologists, but there are thousands of anglers in Saskatchewan waters. So help out there. Like if you call numbers in and stuff like that, it's pretty interesting. Out here, our catfish are tagged. I would love to see walleye tag here. And they have not done that here in a long, long time.
And they should be doing it during tournaments.
They should be doing it,
Especially when they're going to change the rules on us, right? So
Speaking
more
of
on that
tournaments,
coming up.
there's a new one next year, right?
There is a new one. There is a new one, bro.
It's up on the screen there. Share it.
So this is a new tournament coming up September long weekend next year on the Calling Lakes chain, Pasqua Echo Lake Walleye Challenge. So more info on that coming up. But just so you know, I mean, that's going to be a cool one right there, man.
And the nice thing is this one's got a real payout.
15 grand first place. What are you trying to say, Mike? What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying this one's got a real payout. Don't get me started on that one.
Is that for next week?
Don't get me started on Saskatchewan fishing politics. Oh, we might have to leave that for another show. Yeah.
There's a few of our Saskatchewanites that'll just explode on this screen.
So Travis says they tag walleye, tullaby, pike, carp. They got endless funds over there.
They keep going, eh?
Man, I don't know.
But
You know everything.
You know what though, the tagging program that you guys have on Falcon Lake is cool. I think that's a really neat idea. Like I've almost came a few times. I just thought it'd be fun to go fish with like 3 buddies and try and catch a tag fish on Falcon.
That competition. Yeah,
that's cool. That's a good idea.
Tag. I think I tagged a dozen. Help tag a dozen of those pike and bass.
Yeah.
They're still out there.
That's cool.
I mean, that's cool stuff, and it's still worth money. Anyone catches a tagged fish on Falcon Lake, part of the competition, it's still worth like Ian will still pay you a couple $100. He says,
yeah.
You can win $100 for Beast of the Month. Dylan, you watching, bro? We still. This guy's he's gonna shell out so many $100 because we're so behind. But Josh is picking this week's, and there's I think I only got 2, so it's gonna be very easy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very easy for you, man.
That's it.
2, I think it is. Let's see. And this is not it. This is Blake McMullins, but look at that big leech, though.
Yeah.
That's a big.
Those guys for Nipwin are going to be looking for those right now.
Yeah. For vanity, that's cool. That's big. Want to see something else? Me and Ash went after daycare today. Look where we went. Look at this. Look at that frog.
Woo!
Oh,
reminds me of 2 frogs in the pail outside.
We let that go though. He was like, we go, that's too big. Like this guy. Like I mean, that's
catch and
giant thing.
That's catch and release, man. That was a battle toad right there. Like holy smokes. So we let it go. But
battle toad, yeah.
That's a battle toad. We have fun. We have fun frogging all the time here or whatever. So me and Nash go out a lot. Sasaki, the kiss of death. This is another practice master there that they could have used on the Saturday. But yeah, that's Sasaki's entry there. And then there's a Craig Stapon. That's not Craigers, but he's been guiding out in the lake there. And this is another muskie that he's been guiding people to. Those are the only 2 that I've got.
I can't believe they cut the beak and the tail off.
I know.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that. That's how we posted it.
That's too bad, man.
Oh.
But Josh will start.
Well, Josh is the one who has to pick it, so.
Yeah, that's tough. They're both nice fish. Do we got measurements on the muskie?
Nothing. According to Craig, that'll be 65. So just 65. If you were to call him right now, Stapes, how long was that? Oh, I'm pretty sure it was 65 inch.
Yeah, I don't know. My buddy Saudi there, he's kind of taught me a little bit about muskies and what's a big one. I'm gonna go with Sasaki's walleye there. You get into that 30-inch range.
There you go. Nice.
That's pretty special. Obviously, and we got to like help him soften the blow because he caught it in pre-fish. So
I know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Him and his partner Pete Weedman, like he said, this one fish weighed like half of the bag that they actually brought in the real tournament parts. So.
Yeah.
Congrats, brother. Congrats, nice work there.
I'm with Darren too.
I vote for Nash's frog. Sasaki, my Japanese bro, Leon says. Mike said you flushed that poop. What the hell? What the hell is going on?
Why would you even put that up there, you bonehead?
Shout out to Daryl though for installing the Starlink.
Yeah, Daryl installed my internet for me.
I think Mike Max headroom just once this time. So that was it. Just working up the kinks.
Yeah, Mike is like crispy 4K.
Crispy clear, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
now you really get to see how great my beard is.
That's another hour and 14 minutes of the Casting Deck podcast. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate Josh Peacock, a real biologist, for joining us. If you have any science questions, don't hesitate to slide into his DMs, man. Ask him. He loves it. He loves you guys asking him questions.
Yeah, I get lots of them. It keeps me on my toes. It's I always like talking fishing and fisheries biology stuff. If I don't know the answer, I usually know someone that does. So
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man.
Before we leave, I just want to thank all the volunteers out in Saskatchewan there for putting up with us, Eric. Especially Travis. I think I stressed that poor bastard out though.
I made Josh all these Saskatchewan people. They're fantastic. I didn't meet one grumpy person. They were all fantastic, man. They're all great people. Great event. Shout out to them, man.
Yeah, no, I should say the same about Soonarrows Bassin for Bucks too. It's honestly like my favorite tournament of the year, and it's the same thing. It's the gracious hosts and the people of Soonarrows, and they actually did a kids Bassin for Bucks this year, like the kids KPI.
I saw that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, my son fished in it, and it was like hats off to the volunteers and the sponsors and the organizers because they just it was such a smooth way in, and kids Bassin for Bucks. It was pretty special. So.
That's the one consistent. If you go to a good event. It's the organizers and the volunteer base, and we all know bad events. There's no bad. Well, yeah, there are bad events, but the great events, fantastic volunteer base, fantastic organizers, and great anglers who partake every year. And there's a reason why there's so many people coming back to do these tournaments because they're great like that. So awesome stuff, man. Awesome. That's great.
Brendan said the crew at Gull Harbor. And I heard that went off quite well.
Pretty smooth too, yeah.
That's what I heard. I heard all good reviews. Everything was fantastic out there. It was good. So that's the first year of that one. It'll continue to grow. I think it'll go back to the spring next year because this was a rain date kind of thing.
Should have more boats than spring, eh?
Yeah, so it'll be good. Hopefully, we'll talk more. We've got rules. We'll probably get Josh back on once we talk to our. We're gonna have an Ontario biologist. We're gonna have a Saskatchewan biologist.
Biologist battle, man.
We're never going to have a Manitoba biologist.
We're going to try. No, he came up on here.
We're going to show up here, man.
I almost had this.
Now the other biologists are here, he won't be on this one.
I wanted me to sign a gag order for Christ's sake.
Don't ask me this. Don't ask that.
Can you talk to Mike beforehand? Anyway, that's fantastic. That's another episode. We appreciate you guys. Next week, same time, same place, 8:15 on YouTube on Kickerfish and on Facebook at the Cast and Neck Podcast. For Josh Peacock, Mike Tatoli, and Jeremy Santos. Thank you. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you guys, man. Awesome.
Thank you, Josh. Hey, appreciate you,
Josh.
Yeah, anytime, boys.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Good
and
stuff.
broadcast.